Race 1 on the card at Eagle Farm is the Tab Open Handicap over 1,840 metres. I'm with Araja here, a mare trained by Chris Waller. There was good money for her 2 starts ago, but her saddle shifted badly and the rider couldn't test her. But last week here at Eagle Farm, she ran on strongly, went second, only beaten a length behind the very much in form Silvera. I think the slight increase in distance is going to suit her. Not sure whether it's going to suit Victory 8 though. Look, he's in great form at the moment, dominating his last 2 starts. He is up to this trip for the first time. Number 1, Torgerson, very one-paced in that Silvera race last week, so an extra couple of 100 metres looks good for him. And then the likely leader, Boom Boom Epic. I'm expecting her to lead, not at a frenetic tempo. I think she might try and back it off a little bit. 4-5-1-6. On to race 2 on the card here at Eagle Farm over 1,200 metres. I'm looking at a similar 2-year-old contest a fortnight ago at Doomben where Karaja beat Champagne Jet. I'm just going to flip them around this time because Karaja does rise in the handicaps and also no favours by the wide gate. They rode Champagne Jet quietly for the first time at Doomben. She actually found the line strongly, was only beaten 3/4 of a length. So I think similar tactics today, around about midfield, no weight on her back. I think she can finish strongly. Got her in on top of 1, Karaja, who's definitely the quality horse here. Then 7, Underwood, only a little filly, but she's courageous. And then number 14, Ginger Rock. I think she'll improve a little bit from that first run at the Sunny Coast when she was hampered a couple of times in the straight. 5-1-7-14. Third race at Eagle Farm is a Class 6 plate. This is over 1,200 metres. Pretty competitive race. They ended up settling on Tardis for Team Edmonds at the Gold Coast. She's been in really good form this time in putting a couple of wins together, and then third at the Sunny Coast last start behind Tasani Magic. That was on a very heavy 10. She was shunted very wide in the straight and she kept on strongly. She's got a lovely gait to maybe take a box seat sit here, so I think she can finish best. Also got number 10 in the mix, Adora Dancer. Now she ran second first up over the 1,000 at the Sunny Coast, and she did win second up last prep. Just a little bit of an awkward gait, but she's in this up to her ears. 12 Malahide, definitely. Forget that she went around in that Sunshine Coast Guineas. This is more suitable. And then 7 Precipitate, second last time out behind Pippi. There's a bit of form for you. 9, 10, 12 and 7. Race 4 is the Open Handicap at Eagle Farm. This is over the 1,400 metres, and I think Bell Burgess finally gets into a race where he can dictate the speed. Now, Boom Boom Epic went far too fast in the lead last time, and it was up to this guy to try and run her down. He did. He hit the lead momentarily in the straight, and then the back markers got home. Victory 8 finished brilliantly to get up and score, but no weight, inside gate, and not as much pressure. I think he's a good bet here each way. To beat number 7 after all that, now this guy clearly is down in class, trained by Rod Northam at Scone. He was only beaten, 1.4 lengths in the Ramornie at Grafton behind Havasay. He was midfield, hooked to the outside. I thought he finished the Ramornie off very well. Definitely number 5, Manea from the Good Gate and a little claim. She's better than recent form. And then for the Rocky Newmarket winner, Wonder Boom, 6, 7, 5 and 4. One of the most interesting races on the card today at Eagle Farm is this 5th event, a Class 3 over 1840. A lot of talk about this Seat of Power, a See the Stars, Northern Hemisphere bred 4-year-old trained by Michael Costa. We'll come to him in just a moment. However, I'm going with number 6 here, Borazon. Now, he's a horse that's been there and done that. He's had plenty of racing, this fellow. Had a little bit of a freshen up after going around in a couple of 3-year-old classics during the carnival where he didn't quite measure up. But I thought his recent 4th at Doomben behind Princess Cavallo was very good. He got far too far back, but found the line strongly. I think this is absolutely perfect for him today, Borazon. But how good is this Seat of Power? Now, this fellow was beaten on a heavy after winning his first 2 starts at the Coast, so forget that heavy run. And then he won a very moderate race a couple of Saturday nights ago in Toowoomba by 10 lengths visually, and his time backed it up as well. He's obviously very good. Then number 10, Miss Shanty, second to Slow Hands last time as a get-back run on horse, and then 12, Rumbarella, similarly gets back and runs on. It's between the 6 and the 1. Race 6 on the card, and these 3-year-olds, a lot of them anyway, are stepping up to the longer trip for the first time, 1840 metres. And I think it's just what the doctor ordered for number 1, Plumaro. Now, what she's done throughout her 2- and 3-year-old season, I know she often runs placings, gets back and runs on, but it has been in some very good form races. And I think with the claim for Nick Keel, who knows her well, I think she's well in here, and she's looking for this distance. Look for her to get back and hopefully find some gaps in the straight, and I think she can win. Red Chase, I'm not convinced about him over 1840, but he'll give you 110%. He's in great form. Number 3, Blue Comet, I think he'll run the trip. Bit of a stop-start guineas there at Grafton last time. It didn't suit him, but he finished off well in the race won by Charm Princess. And then number 7, Red Steena. Now, she'll be running on strongly at the end as well. But I'm keen on Plumaro, number 1. So the 6th event on the card opens the quaddie at Eagle Farm. And in this particular leg, we've got a few runners, but more so in the second leg of the quaddie. It's a really tricky race. Race 7 on the card, and then race 8, and then in the last race, we're only throwing in a couple. Good luck with your quaddie. Race 7 at Eagle Farm is a benchmark 70 over 1,500 metres, and it was great to see Red Dalton finally have some luck in running a couple of Wednesdays ago up the sunny coast. She gave them 6-7 lengths head start, got to the crown of the track, and she finished strongly to win. Now hopefully all of that bad luck is behind her, and she gets luck here again from an inside gate. She'll probably posse around about midfield. I think she's more than up to winning a BM70 on a Saturday. To beat number 1, Benfica Princess, she likes it here. She's had 6 goes at Eagle Farm for 3 wins. She's up in the weights though with 59, but she conserves energy early. She'll be ridden quietly and come with 1 run in the straight. Then 10, perhaps the leader, Takatsubo, and I think she'll lead for a long way, and 12, Minahaka, whom Takatsubo ran down last start, or who beat last start at Ipswich. 14, 1, 10 and 12. On to race 8 at Eagle Farm. This is over 1,200 metres, and I'm looking for strong finishes here and going with Bow Arrow, who just got a little bit too far back last start at Doomben, but his best work was his last 100 metres, and I like Michael Carl on him as well. Carl gets on very well with this horse. He seems to time it perfectly, so the harder they go up front, the better he'll finish. 3, Freddie Foxtrot. He's got a bit of speed, although I think his best performance was when he came from well back. It was this track and distance a few starts ago here at Eagle Farm, and he flashed home in the race won by Chapter and Verse. He's a good quality horse at this level, Freddie Foxtrot. Also number 13, Southern Lad, John O'Shea's runner. He's got the right form credentials to run top 3 here. And then number 8, So Spirited. He's first up. It often takes him a run or 2, but he's finally got a gate first up, and he did win a recent trial, and blinkers are back on him today. 9, 3, 13 and 8. So to the last race on the card, over 1,200 metres for 3-year-olds, and we saw a similar race to this a fortnight ago at Doomben, where Archer's Paradox led Boomtown Lass. Speed was right on. It was a couple of lengths back to the third horse, really stringing them out, the leaders. Boomtown Lass took the lead shortly after turning into the straight, and she commenced to put 3 lengths on them. So those horses that finished behind her are going to need to get their running shoes on here. Now, she does rise 3.5 kilos in the weights, but I think she can lead this time, dictate and win again. 7, Churning. Now, she was good last start, beating Red Chase over the 1350 at Doomben. So she's back to 1,200 metres, which is not ideal, but blinkers are going on her first time just to keep her nice and sharp, and she's a good quality filly, as we know. Defence Missile comes out of that race that Boomtown Lass won, and he was doing his best work late, so he's here with a hope from a reasonable gate. And then 14, Epic Girl on the 7-day backup. She can use that gate to some advantage. She should sit in the first half dozen. 3, though, Boomtown Lass to lead all the way from 7, 2 and 14.